Well, all right. Here we go. It is Move Monday. I am Pastor Bobby D. Hamilton from the Great Friendship Church, and I welcome you to Move Monday. You know, when you see my face, you know what day it is, you know what time it is. It is Move Monday, and we thank God for this great, great day that He has given. I want to begin by saying a big old shout out to Edric and Cynthia, who I just met here as we've been moving this morning. You are new, and you were part of the Move Monday broadcast on last week, and today you stopped me and you let me know that you're so glad to be a part of it and you want to join again. In fact, you jumped into your car and you said you're going to be watching right now. So Edric and Cynthia, I just say hello, big shout out to you. It's Move Monday. It's a hot day. It's a humid day. I've been able to run today, been able to get it in today. And it's hot out here, but I'm glad I was able to do it. Thank God I was able to do it anyway. I want to give a big old continued shout out and prayer request to the Robinson family, Heidi and Reggie Robinson, with the homegoing of their son, Ryan. I want to give a big shout out to the Guillerys, Mike Guillery, and the homegoing of his aunt this past weekend. Long weekend, long week, but for the grace of God. We've been moving today, guys, and we've been getting it in. And so let me just give another shout out to those of you I met last week who told me that guess what? You are walking and you are also out in the yard gardening. That constitutes a move. Whatever you're doing, inside, outside, it's all part of your move. So we give you a big old shout out for your moving, for your walking. All the walkers continue to walk. I understand it's supposed to rain this week. Even when it rains, continue to walk. Get your umbrella and walk anyway. For those of you that's gardening, continue to garden, continue to do exactly what you're doing. That constitutes a move. We're just trying to move. We're just trying to encourage each other. This is all about a day set aside each week that we just intentionally move our body. We take care of our temple. We try to make sure that we get the proper rest, but also the proper exercise. That's all that it really is. And then let me just shout out just for a moment, those of you who are having a hard time staying with it, just to you, because I've heard from some of you. Listen, stop making those long-term 24-year, 36-year, in which you're going to make these resolutions. Just be committed to today. Don't worry about moving next Monday or the Monday thereafter or the first Monday in December. Just move today. Can you just move today? Can you set aside today time to just move? Only today. And before you move, be sure to stretch. Let me say to some of you who are a little older now, a little longer in the tooth, stretch. Do some down dogs. Do some pigeons. Do some shoulder rolls, some neck rolls. But just be sure to stretch. I want to encourage you to stretch. You haven't been stretching, and you need to stretch. That's one thing you must add to your repertoire of moving. Be able to stretch. Can I say that again? I cannot state that enough. I don't mean to sound redundant, but I need to. You need to stretch. You need to take a moment, bend down, knee raise, calf raise, whatever you may characterize it, but do get your stretch. Good morning, my sister. Good to see you out here. Good to see you as always. You finna get it in. I know you're getting it in. You always moving. You're going to have to be on it. Hey, you're going to have to be on the podcast. You're going to be on the show because you're always moving, my sister. I'll see you on the next loop. I'm just someone that's always out here. It's amazing that there's an audience. There's a congregation out here. They wait for me to come to find out what I'm going to talk to. I'm going to talk to them what I talk to you about. Isn't God an amazing God? Now, while you're making your move, whether it's a walk, a run, a cycling, it's a push-up, whether it's yoga, whether it's kickboxing, whether it's kick the dog, whatever you want to call it, while you're doing your moving today, I want to encourage you to make your move. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I want to make your move over to YouTube. Pull down what I preached on yesterday. I've been in this sermon series, and this series is entitled, We're Gonna Be All Right. It's based on the book of Philippians. In the book of Philippians, Paul is incarcerated. He's in a Roman jail with no bail. And I preached part 2, and in part 2, I was talking about the importance of us knowing that this won't knock me out. In Philippians 1:12-18, Paul is writing, and he's saying that my circumstance, my situation has turned out to be for the progress of the gospel. Paul is saying that what you characterize as a bad thing, that God has now taken and made it a great thing. He's saying that God has flipped it, that God took his incarceration and allowed the incarceration to be the genesis of carrying the gospel to the whole Praetorian Guard. That the power of the gospel went from being incarcerated in a jail cell to invading the house of Nero. That God made it go viral as a result of what happened to him. And I was talking about how God is able to flip things in our lives. He can take that which looks and seems like bad and use it for good. And that's what I talked about, how God is able to take the bad and use it for good. And today I want to talk to somebody today, because there's something in your life right now that looks real, real bad, and it feels real, real bad, and yet God's able to take it and use it for good. That's the God whom we serve. God makes all things work together for the good, those that love him and call him according to his purpose, is what the Bible said. So God is able right now. It don't feel bad, doesn't feel good. It never does. And you can't see it. You can't even smell it. You didn't even know it was going to happen. And yet God's able to take that and use it for good. And so that's what Paul did. And Paul says, guess what? Now the saints back in Philippi have more courage to what? To preach the gospel, to really share about Christ because of my incarceration. It inspired other people. It not only affected those who were in the church, but it also affected those who were out the church. Now let me say something I did not say yesterday, but I saved it just for you. Here's what I said. I want to say to you that it matters what people see in your season of suffering. When you're going through a season of suffering, and we all are there, we all will be there, or we all have been there, but people are watching. People were able to come to Christ because they had to observe the behavior of Paul as he was incarcerated, as he was having a difficult time, a hard time, being chained to this Roman Praetorian guard, that they had to observe his behavior. So with those who are chained to you right now, while you're going through what you're going through, what do they see? As you're on that crazy job, as you're at the school district, as you're driving down the roadway and on the verge of road rage, as you're at the gymnasium, as you're dealing with your in-laws, as you're dealing with your baby mama and your daddy mama, as you're dealing with all that kind of stuff, what do they see? They had to not only hear something from Paul, but they had to also see something from Paul. And I pray today that someone will see something from you, that I know it's hard, I know it's tough, but they will see something and hear something that looks like, smells like Jesus Christ. None of us are perfect. I am not promoting perfection, but I am promoting faithfulness, that God may use you, that God may speak through you, that folks may see something different in you than those that don't have Jesus Christ. And they begin to wonder, why are you so different? I lost someone is wondering, they lost their loved one, but your response was different than them. Someone is watching. They got passed over for the promotion of the job, but your response of being passed over is different than theirs. Someone is wondering, you're having a difficult financial time. Your ends are having a hard time meeting, but you haven't lost your mind. You haven't resorted to doing for criminal activity. Why are you so different? And the different is none other than Jesus Christ. What a mighty God we serve. I'm telling you, we're going to be all right. And I'm telling you that whatever you're facing today, this won't knock me out. It may knock me down. It may knock me around. It may knock me to my knees, but it won't knock me out. Go to YouTube, pull it down. Philippians chapter 1, 12 through 18. And on Wednesday night, if Lord says the same, we're going to deep dive. We're going to deep dive back into that passage because there's some more meat on that biblical bone. But until we get there, you keep on moving. Until we get there, you keep on striding, keep on riding, keep on doing what you do. And go tell somebody, God is doing a great work. God is creating a community of movers who set aside Monday to move their bodies, but also to move their hearts and their spirit. We're encouraging one another. We're helping one another. We are the body of Christ. What a mighty God we serve. Be blessed. Go in grace, go in favor, but do go. And when you go, keep on going. Oh, what a great God we serve. See you Wednesday night at Friendship, a place to begin again. Get it, get it, get it, get it.